My name is Lars Madej, and I'm the chair of Saco-S here at Uppsala University. And in this short film, I will go through how to apply for your annual leave according to the new local collective agreement about annual leave for teachers, among others. And what is new in this agreement is that everyone has the right to apply for annual leave. In the old agreement with the standard vacation, then you had to apply for exceptions for this standard vacation, and then you could apply for your annual leave. The employer cannot impose a fixed model. You have this is an absolute right to apply for the annual leave. And they can't even say that, oh, you shouldn't apply for annual leave and take this fixed model. You have an absolute right there. So they shouldn't try to persuade you to use this fixed model. It's up to you to decide. What is important is that you should apply for vacation no later than March 31, the last of March. And this date is due to the fact that if you want to save days, then the yearly work time should be adjusted accordingly. If, for example, you are 40 years or older, then you have 35 days of annual leave. And that means that you have working hours of 1,700 working hours during a year. But if you want to save 5 of those days and only take 30 days off, then those 5 days, you should work those days, and then it becomes 5 times 8 hours more, and you should work 40 hours instead. The same applies in the other way if you want to take already saved days from previous years. So, for example, you have these 35 days, and you want to take an additional 5 days which you have saved earlier years. Then it will become another 5 times 8 hours less that you should work. So instead of 1,700 hours, it will be 1,660 hours. So this days is so that the employer can adjust how much work you should do and find when you should do it, for example, in the autumn. So they have the time to fix this. If you want to apply for certain days later, it shouldn't be any problem. Agree with your head of department or equivalent, whoever is the manager that you talk to about these kind of annual leave questions. So then you can agree and say that, yeah, I want to take all these 35 days if you are 40 years or older, and I will apply for, let's say, 20 days during the summer. I will apply for 10 days during the spring, and then I will apply later on for 5 days during the autumn. If you agree with the head of department or equivalent, then this is fine. So solve it in a simple way. But you can also apply for days when you think, I will probably take days off, let's say for week 44 during the autumn. I would take 5 days off. And you have applied for all your vacation at latest March 31, but then you realize during the autumn that, no, this was not good. I want to change this. It's perfectly fine to change your mind then. Then you agree with the head of department to move those days. Furthermore, annual leave, it's time off. You shouldn't work during that time. The employer can't require you to work during that time. And, well, we are aware that researchers, teachers, they sometimes want to do research on their time off, but then you should see it as a hobby. You're not doing work for the employer. Of course, we think that you should take time off and don't do any research during that time. But if you do, it's a hobby and not work. And this leave is taken during teaching-free periods. And that means that it can be any time during the semesters too, but during a period where you don't teach. So it's not limited to the summer. So for example, if you don't teach, say, a week in September, then it's fine to take time off during that week. Also, the employer cannot deny your leave unless there are very strong reasons. So they have to give you argument for why is it not possible for you to have that annual leave during the time you wish to have it. And if they think that you can't have the annual leave, then they must discuss it with you. And then you probably can find an agreement and see that, okay, can we do it like this? Or is it really that I must teach during that period of time? Is it another way to solve it? And you can always contact us for advice. But there must be very strong reasons to deny your annual leave and move it to another week. So that was short about how to apply. Remember that you have an absolute right to apply. You can always say that you change your mind and move those vacation days, take back those that you applied for and put it in another week if you agree with the employer. So the important part is talk to your head of department or equivalent about it and discuss this and find an easy solution for your requirements, what you need. But then we have the possibility of a fixed model. And that means that September 15, any days that you have not applied for, they are allocated according to this so-called fixed model. This model assumes that you took leave during the summer for the corresponding number of days that you have not applied for. It can be all vacation annual leave days, or it can be, let's say you have applied for 30 days, but you have 35 days of annual leave, then those other 5 days will be put during this time. And the fixed model is that it starts the Monday after midsummer, and then the rest of the days are continuously from that date. And if you want all your leave days in one continuous period, starting with this day, the Monday after midsummer, you don't need to do anything. Then it's as it was before. You don't have to apply for vacation. You just have your days during the summer. This was a really short film about this, how to apply, what to think about, and we'll also an FAQ on our webpage that you can read more details and see more questions that we've gotten. But do you have any other questions that we haven't answered? Feel free to contact us and we will do our best to answer your questions.